Going for a fish. I don't know if you just caught that or not. I literally can't see the screen anymore. It's too bright. I'm hoping it's recording. It looks like it is. Is that more people down there? Surely not. Surely not. No, it's just signs. Okay, so we're probably good to have a chat now. There's only one person and then a whole load of boats. Everyone out for their weekend. All the people with money. Alright, so situation update. I've applied for the long stay visa in France 3 times now. The last time I did it by myself because I felt like the lawyers were just complicating everything, which in the previous video, hopefully you've seen it, I don't know, I was complaining a little bit about that. But yeah, like they would book a TLS appointment a month away from the day that they actually booked it. And I was like, okay, well, I guess it's pretty busy, right? It's visa applications and we're coming to the holidays. But when I did my application on my own without them, I booked it and I could have booked it for the next day. But instead, it was a Thursday and I needed to print off a bunch of stuff. And I wanted to add a bunch of forms. So I added like 3 months of accommodation instead of like a month and a half. And I really beefed it up to the point where I couldn't add anything else to the application. Like, there's no way that I can add to that application unless I own a house in France or something, which I obviously do not. And I'm not rich, so I don't have enough money to do that. Although I did meet someone in the TLS centre that does own a house in France, in the south of France. He was like, oh yeah, I just bought a house in the south of France and I've got a house down in Devon. And it's like, okay, oh, cool. I was having a conversation with him, but they obviously paid for some sort of premium service because they got called away like really quickly, which is a shame because I was going to be like, don't suppose you want a house sitter, do you? You could be the people that invite me. But yeah, anyway, so that's where we're currently at. I can't add anything to the documentation that I gave them. I can't beef it up anymore, the application, and they've rejected it. And the other 2, my lawyers, I'm going to put in quotes, lawyers, I do not trust lawyers anymore, but my lawyers have no idea why it's been rejected. They don't even know how much I beefed up the new application, so that's very confusing as to why that one was rejected. So now I'm stuck. I've got a couple of options, but my time is running out massively. So these are my options, and I'm going to have to do a pros and cons on a whiteboard, and I'll show you guys it and we can just kind of go through my thinking. Again, these videos aren't going to be uploaded till I know what the hell's going on. So option 1 is I've got family in Australia. I apply for an Australian visa and move to Australia on a holiday working visa. But with that, you get a bunch of restrictions around things that you can do. For example, you can only work for one company for 6 months, and then you have to switch to another company. Also, you can only get the second year visa, so you can renew it for 3 years as long as you're under the age of 35. You can only get the second year visa if you do one of the specific jobs that they have in a list that qualify you for the second year visa. One of those is like mining. Wow, that's a noisy boat with noisy people. They're going to be noisy because the boat's not. It's a tiny. Look at that. That tiny boat is making that much noise. I can almost guarantee you can hear that on the mic. That's crazy. I'm also running out of battery, which is not ideal. Yeah, so things like mining, working on a farm, which working on a farm could be interesting if it's like grapevines and things like that. But because I'd be going to Melbourne, I'd be in the south of the country, so you've got like Yarra Valley and stuff where they do all the wine and things. And mining could be interesting for me because if I go to a gold mine, I love gold, so that could be an interesting one. But I don't really want to be forced to do a job that I could potentially hate, and I'm trying to build a business. I already started doing it as a hobby in this country, but it's got to the point where I'm being told I need to file basically for tax to be compliant with the government, because I've sold quite a few plants, which is the basic thing that I'm trying to do. Oh, there's a guy right here. I'm trying to build a business, and I need to do that as quickly as possible. Which brings us to the last option, which is to stay here, get a part-time job, buy land, agricultural land, which is cheap because it's got no planning permission, apply for planning permission to have a greenhouse on the agricultural land, and then do tissue culture and grow plants out of the greenhouse there. And then hopefully try and build that to the point where I can take it to another country. Because you can enter these other countries with business visas, but then you have to have a whole business plan and all this crap, and I'm just not wired that way. I'm very much a doer. I'm not a sit down, do all the bureaucratic crap and then hope that you get into the country. Obviously there's a ton more red tape with that, because they have to make sure that you're gonna actually be able to make enough money to live and da. Whereas if you go on just like a holiday visa or a long stay visa for France, it's just do you have enough money? Yes, here's the money. But clearly it's not as easy as that. For the France thing, it's not over yet. There's two things that I can do, which I'm going to do. So I've got a call with my lawyers on Monday, and I can appeal. So I can do an administrative appeal. Someone else has just turned up, so I'll just keep moving. I can do an administrative appeal, which apparently 90% of the time just gets ignored and they don't even read them. That's great. And then there's also a legal appeal, which you can basically, I don't know how it works, my lawyers will know how it works, but you take them to court in Nantes, which I actually know the courthouse in Nantes, because Nantes is my favourite city in France, and I would have stopped off in Nantes if I was in France to show you the courthouse, because it's absolutely insane. It is a crazy, crazy building. It looks mad dystopian as well. It's a nutty building. And then you go through a whole legal thing, and apparently 40% of the time, 40 to 50%, I think it said, the decision normally gets overturned and then you get your visa. But at that point, you've fought their government and forced your way into the country. So what are the chances of you then getting to renew your visa after that? I mean, and maybe, I suppose they'd have two mindsets, right? Oh God, we don't want to go through that again. Or, yeah, screw this guy. We want him out of the country. So there's all that. And then on top of that, you've got, I can't live with the people that I'm currently living with because they don't want me to anymore, which is fine because I fucking hate living with them. Oh, there's actually another option. Oh goodness, this video is going to be all over the place. There is one last option, which is find another country. Find another country that's not one of those that I've mentioned and try and move there. Now in my head I've got Spain, because I've been to Spain and I don't think Spanish is like the hardest language to get to grips with. And there's a lot of English speakers in Spain. Land is cheap, and so is rent. Living is cheap. But again, you've got all the red tape around businesses and all of that. And it's the Schengen again, so you apply, I assume through TLS, I don't know, might not be TLS. And hope to God that that's a thing as well. The other problem is this is all taking time and money. I've got like 1.5k left before I have to start touching savings, which means I'm going to have to look at getting a job back in this country, like pretty damn soon, basically now. Obviously a part-time one. I'm not going to work full-time right now. One thing that I do want to say is I do not regret just quitting my job. I don't regret it, because that place was a shithole. I hated it. It was awful. The people are awful. Like, the way it's run is awful. I do not regret leaving that company at all. I'm perfectly happy with losing that salary. I don't care. The other problem with staying in this country is the price of everything. Rental prices, it's like ridiculous. What I'd like to do, the ideal would be rent a place with a big back garden, and then you can do all the tissue culture in the house. Back garden, just have a massive greenhouse, no problem. But the rental market in this country is insane. You'd be looking at, like, I don't know, 1.2k a month or something for that. It's just not feasible. It's just insane, which is why, it's another reason why I've got to go. It's just crazy. I mean, people in this country are just getting poorer and poorer and poorer, but we know that. They don't realize that they are. Most people don't realize that they are. They think everything's more expensive, which it is, but actually it's just your money's worth a lot less. But people don't seem to understand that, and I don't know why. So yeah, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I still got all these options, but none of them are easy, and I need to be out of this house within like the next month and a half. Like, I don't have long to be here, because number one, I don't want to be, and number two, things are just going to get worse and worse and worse. At the moment, they're not here. They've not been here for half a month, and they're not going to be here for another half a month. But as soon as they get back, it's horrible. It is horrible. I did regret quitting my job at the start, because they were constantly in the house, and it was just living around people that you don't want to live around is jarring, constantly jarring. It is horrible. It's like being a prisoner. But yeah, that's currently where we're at. So we got a meeting on Monday about the France thing, at which point I'll know more info. It's probably going to be, like, if the court case costs money and it's going to be ridiculous amounts of money, you got no chance, man. I think France is probably dead in the water. The other thing is, if I go to Australia, I can potentially, if I get a residency permit, which I think I would with the long stay holiday thing, I could apply to move to France from Australia, which isn't a bad idea. But yeah, I just wish I'd been to mainland Spain a bit more and actually knew about mainland Spain. I've been to Menorca a lot. I was like, yeah, Menorca's a really nice island. But then you get really close to Africa, which is where all the migrant stuff's going on. So I know Menorca, Mallorca, and all of that are going to be hot spots for sure. So you want to stay away from that as well. And then there's New Zealand. Oh gosh, there's so many places. So many damn places. I can't remember what I looked up about New Zealand, but I think it was that there's basically no one lives there. Like, the landmass is the same as the UK, and like no one lives there basically. It's crazy. There's also the Australian island called Tasmania. That was one of the main ones that I was looking at. But because it's a huge island, same size as England, and no one lives there either. But people are saying it's boring. So I don't know. I don't think it's boring for someone like me. I'd go gold prospecting in the rivers and all of that, because it was a major gold town or island. But yeah, I don't know what to do. And Australian house prices are ridiculous. That's another thing. Australian house prices are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That's the main thing really about Australia. That's the main put off for Australia. If the Australian houses weren't ridiculously priced, it would be probably fine. I will obviously have to sell my car if I go to Australia and restart everything. As another plus with the European cities or countries even, I just drive there. and I get phytosanitary licenses, and I can take everything that I own with me, no problem, all the plants, everything. But Australia, I can't do that. I've got to get rid of everything. My entire life just goes in the hopes of staying in a country that I don't even know if I like or not. I've been there before, but I was like 11, man. And obviously at that age I was doing whatever other people wanted, and I've learned the hard way that other people want to do very different things to the things that I want to do. And also when you're that young, you don't even understand why you're doing stuff, or you don't understand the nature of, oh my gosh, it's a kangaroo. Like, yeah, it's a kangaroo, mate. It's an animal. But now it's kind of like, oh, okay, so it's a kangaroo. You can only see them in their wild habitat here, and you know, you start to learn things. But at this point, I'm rambling, so I'm gonna call this here and kind of enjoy the walk. If I think of anything else, I'll pop you back up. Yeah, I can't give you any definitive answers, but we will do the whiteboard thing, depending on how long this video is, which I think it's going to be pretty long and a lot of cuts. We might stick the whiteboard section on this one, but I'm not sure I'll do that today. I'll have to do it in the conservatory for lighting. But we'll figure it out. I bought that damn whiteboard to explain everything when I was in France. I literally bought it as a hang over the door one, because on my first rental in Trélier, I was like, okay, well, there's the bedroom, there's a door, I hang it on the door, there's light coming in from the skylight, I just write on the whiteboard and I can explain everything to you, and we can do a little challenge and all of that. I had so many good ideas, and I run off momentum, so the momentum is completely gone right now, which means it's kind of hard to get out of bed most days, because I don't know what to do, and I can't do what I need to do, which is shit. I can't. Ultimately, right now, what I'd love to be doing is the tissue culture stuff, but I can't, because I'm in someone else's damn house. So I'm literally just sat there doing nothing all day, every day. It's shit. It is shit. But yeah, on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one, or I'll pop you back up like I said.